Welcome back to the channel, folks. I have done a video on the multi-tool, the Mintox multi-tool, and this is one of the attachments that come with it. Obviously it's the wee chainsaw. Now, if you don't already know, if you happen to cut any soil or touch the soil when you're cutting with the wee chainsaw attachment, even with a bigger chainsaw, you will blunt it. It'll be blunt in seconds. So I know people say, but it's only soil, there's no cutting in it. For some reason, don't ask me, I'm not that technically minded. All I can tell you is that you catch the soil, it blunts it. I was doing some close work to the soil and I knew I was going to catch it, and hey presto, it's blunt. So I'm going to be taking this little chainsaw off. Now you can buy these, you can buy obviously chains fairly cheaply. I'm not sure the cost of where you are, but I also like to sharpen my own. I'm not right beside a shop, so running to the shop to buy a chain is not an alternative for me. It's when I'm already there I will buy one. So I'm going to be taking this off today, and what I am going to be doing is with this little thing here. So it's a chain sharpener. I can't remember where I actually bought it. I know there's quite a few of them online. This was probably in the region of about £35, I think. It's electric, and I think it spins up to about 7,500. There's a wee blade. I'm going to show you it now. I'll just turn this around so you can see. So this is the box that it came in. There's really not much to it, as I can show you. So you've got your wheel here, that's your for sharpening. I have it actually clamped to the table, so that's it on the table there. It's clamped. This is your little guide. Once you have your, so you'll run your chain up the length of it here, and it'll come out at the end here. And then when you set your degrees, I think it's 30 degrees one way and 30 degrees the other way. For you've got two different cuts on your chainsaw, or on your chain, and once you get it lined up, this guide will go to the back of the chain. I'll show you that in a wee minute. And then obviously you've got your little screw here, which screws it up to make it just the so that your disc is just catching your chain and sharpening a little bit rather than taking off a huge amount. So I'm not going to be starting this because it is quite loud and you need to worry about defenders, and you wouldn't hear a thing I was saying anyway. But just taking it around the side here. So that's the wee motor on it at the back. Plugs into the electric. It's a wee short lead on it, and then you just obviously, as you bring that down, it'll be level with your chain. I'll take out a wee video in a minute and show you a chain on. So I'm going to take the chain off the multi-tool and fit it in here. So I'll be back in a wee second. So fairly easy to take your chain off your multi-tool. It's a 10, well on mine it's a 10mm nut. So yes, you can see the back of it gets very bummed up. That's obviously all the oil that goes through from your reservoir at the top here. That's your wee reservoir here, holds your oil. You must always use oil when you're using a chainsaw, or it'll just burn. It'll be no good. So I have to clean that. Give this a bit of a clean. It's quite messy, but you expect that. Doesn't have to be clean. going to loosen it. It's just actually come off. So when you're tightening it up, you have, is that dirty? Very hard for you to see. You have this little bit just there, and that adjusts, it loosens. It loosens up the tensioner here. So if I was to put that into the end, you can see it sort of turning. So that tightens your, I loosen that off. So we'll scrape this all off. You don't need to watch this for this. So what I've done is obviously separated, done a wee bit of cleaning, as you can see. Now this might be overkill. I use this here, WD. It's part of the specialist range for cleaning things. It's a degreaser. I just put it over a container, spread it, and it basically blew all the oil and all the dirt off. Right, so just showing you here. So you're obviously, you take the chain, and as you can see the way the chain teeth are pointed, so they're pointed forward. So you've got a right cut and a left cut. It's very hard to see here. So you can see just the way they're sloped. One's going one way and one's going the other way. So what you do is you lay your chain down into the wee channel, okay, and then you take your guide. So your guides are, so you want to see whether your chain or your disc is going to catch your tooth of your blade. Now that's catching just a wee bit more than I would like, so I'm going to adjust it that it's only just skimming off it. And then once you have it set the right, you have the right angle, you have the chain guide in, and you have your disc just going to touch it. You then go to the back and you just tighten this up, so it means that your chain guide is not going to move whenever your disc is cutting a new tooth. That's it, simple. Normally when I'm going to mark start one, I'll take a marker, a black marker, I'll mark the tooth, so I know that that one's the one that I started with when it comes back round again. And then once that's all finished, it's marked on the saw guide itself at the bottom, just along the side. Now it's on my side here, which is obviously 30 degrees, 15 degrees, 0 degrees, and then 15 degrees, 30 degrees. Sorry, as my hand was in the way, as it moves around there. So I'll set it for 30 degrees, doing one side of the cut, and then I'll swap it completely around like this, and do 30 degrees the opposite way. So that's 30 degrees there, and then let's see if I take the chain out. A little hard to do with one hand. And then if I swap it like that, that's 30 degrees then the other way, and then I can cut the other tooth. So, but I'm starting on this side. So we're good to go. So I'm gonna. That's just a wee all-round video of it. That's the power button. It's a bit of faffing around, but I don't mind. I like it. It's easy for me to cut a blade. So thank you. Well, we've got the chain sharpened, and it's put the multi-tool back together again. So I took the chain, sharpened both the teeth on it, going one way and then going the other way. Marked it with the marker, just so I knew what tooth I was coming back to. I've taken the degreaser once again. Cleaned at the back of It's a bit harder, but it come off. It really makes things so much easier. I then also took some WD-40, sprayed the chain. The chain's fairly free. It's a wee bit stiff. I haven't used it in probably a year, so I think it was well in need. And the WD-40 seemed to clean the top of the teeth as well. So let's put it all back together again. At the top of your guide, your blade guide, you'll obviously make sure that you have your chain on the right way with your cutting teeth going forward. And there is a wee spud at the bottom for that to catch onto. So I'm just going to slip it onto the wee spud. It's held there. I drop the chain on. Or maybe need to loosen it a wee bit, which would help. So just loosen the chain guide a wee bit more. You can take the slack up, so that's basically what that's for. I have no idea what you call it. I just know how to operate it. So we're back onto the wee lug with the chain. Put the guide on it as well. I thought that was off plenty, but obviously not. So it's really taking a wee bit longer than what I thought it was going to take. Sure, it's not how things go. I think I'll just put the chain on first. Chain's on first. Terrific. That was it. So put the chain on first. So the chain has to go onto your back wheel, and once it's on, then you can adjust the tension. So I'm only going to set this on. That'll keep the chain bar from moving. Making sure I'm clipped in everywhere. It's just to hold it in place. And then I'm going to take off the slack now with the screwdriver. So the wee bit that I was showing you, so if you're watching, so you knew where the chain tensioner was, you'll see the chain getting tighter. Oh, it's popped out of the wee hole. Sorry about that. And if you're watching, you'll see the chain getting tighter on it. So it's still free and easy. It's still moving and grooving. Get this clipped in. That's better. And then just tighten it up. Now I'm just going to tighten this down because I still have some slack to come off. I don't want to over tighten it because it'll not allow me to do it. So if you look down here, just there, that's where the tensioner is. That's good. I'm happy with that. I'm not happy with that moving, like. Tighten up the nut. no slack on it, so it's good and tight, but it's still free moving around. You don't want to tighten it too much that you can't move it. Now all I have to do is fill this with chain oil, and that's it, ready to go. So messy job, yes, but at least now I've got a chain ready to cut my timber.